Hello, hello, welcome. This is our weekly mini breakthrough session mini training. I had to skip the live word because Facebook is still keeping me in jail. I don't know why. I gave all the permission to Zoom so I can live stream from there, but with or without Zoom, it still doesn't allow me to go live. So I have to record this video now and I'm going to put it up for you. Today I brought a topic that pretty much all of my clients and my students struggling with. That's one of the main reasons why they come to me. And this is the accountability. So we're going to talk about how to stay accountable and why is it a big struggle for everybody. It is closely related to the procrastination when we had our mini training last time. So, but can be slightly different. So yes, we do live in a society, in a world that's putting a lot of pressure on our shoulders, but it's not the only reason. So, and why is that? What is that? So a lot of times we have this goal and it's really important. You really want it. You know that you're going to get a lot of benefits out of it and you have a good momentum. You start, you're full of energy, you're enthusiastic and all that. And that something happens. We just start fading away a little. Oh, I'm just gonna skip this one, like just this course of whatever it is that your goal that you were working on. Oh no, I come back to it like next time or tomorrow or next week. So you just start fading away, or you just completely lose it. Eventually down the road, you're gonna just lose it if you start fading away because it's very hard to come back from there. And then you start feeling really bad. You start beating yourself up. You feel guilty. And then the pattern starts like, oh, I failed again. Oh, it happened last time too, or like before. So I just can't stay on track. And now that's also going to be your belief, which can hold you back from starting something new, another goal or another program, whatever it is that it is would be your goal there. But now that's, a vicious cycle. And this is not a good solution when you put this in our minds and already setting ourselves up for failure or not even jumping on things that are very, very calling for us. But the back of our heads, that's the fear that like, oh no, I fell off the wagon before. So just, I shouldn't even start. So why is that? And why is it so hard to stay on track? Some people has issues with even starting to jump on, to get the momentum. That's a little different story, but a lot of people, including myself, once you have the good momentum, we get all thrilled about it, but then something happens along the journey. So why is that? And how can we shift that around? How can we make that easier to stay on track? So a few things that I want to mention here as reasons. One, and there's multiple reasons, but we do need to look into the why part. And one of the reasons is, yes, our society, the way it's built up, it's very, very hard to maintain our energy, our time. It's constant pressure, and it's a constant race with the time, with different tasks. And yes, there are a lot of things on our shoulder. And I just want to pause here for a second. And I just want to tell you that I really, really honor and respect you. And I really want you to feel a little bit grateful and a little bit just honor yourself, because yes, there is a lot on your shoulder. And I want you to feel a little bit proud already carrying this much. And another reason could be behind it, and we're going to get back to this part in a few minutes. The other reason is the safety. So I did share before that our brain is not here to keep us happy. It is here to keep us safe. And when we have a big goal, or we want, or we need a change with our health, with our lifestyle, with our self-care, with our diet, with our business, with our relationships, or just in general in our lives, anything that is new and it's not familiar, your brain is going to do everything to try to hold you back and create all the excuses with the time and with all that. So that is one thing. And then we have to ask ourselves, like, why are we so afraid of that specific outcome? Because there are multiple different reasons could be behind that as well. What is going to happen if I do reach that goal? Maybe then or if I don't reach that out, I'm afraid that I'll fail. So are you already going to just step back saying that I don't have time for that? Really? Or is it really where I'm afraid of failing already? So I rather just run away and escape before that happens, because it happened before. So now the cycle's starting. And also, what is, like, let's say if you reach that particular goal, you can have fears of how. What are other people going to say? What is this new world and reality going to give me? How I'm going to handle that if I do achieve that? Will I be able to keep it? Or what if I lose it after that? And see, so all those, like, do I even deserve that to get there? Especially like if you have a business goal, a financial goal. And so those fears can create all those excuses and the procrastination and blaming it on time, all those. But yes, the other reason behind these usually is the energy. We leak a lot of energy. And since we have to maintain so much and so many things at the same time, it's very, very easy to get that energy crush. So you maintain what is on your list as daily needs and survival. So we technically live in a survival mode, a flight or fight or freeze mode. The accountability part comes in when it's either the flight or the freeze. And those things, especially if it's your goal, we tend to put that on the bottom of the list when things are getting hard. When I'm not talking about right now because of the fears. Of course, when it gets too uncomfortable, when you have to step out of your comfort zone, or when it gets too hard, that's when we tend to escape. So that's when you need somebody to hold your hand and help you feel safe and help you step over those comfort zone barriers and just keep going. And but the energy part, so that is big. So we do lose a lot of energy with maintaining all those and our children and like our work and all that. So that's one of the things that we need to look into. How can you maintain your energy better? I do have a training on how to biohack your energy, so that's really worth to look into it. And because that is critical, not just for our own goals, but just in general. So we do need to look into that part. And why I'm getting up in the morning, what gets me up in the morning. And if you don't have that inspiration in there, so it has to, your big why has to be there for that specific goal as well. So constantly keep connecting with it. That can give you a little energy boost and momentum. But yes, maintaining your energy with a healthy, proper lifestyle, with better self-care and better nutrition and all that is very, very critical to be able to stay accountable. Because if you lose your energy, then you won't be able to keep going because things just get on the bottom of the list. And so, yeah. And also what's behind the other reasons, it's very, very important to look into. And yes, don't be too hard on yourself either, but don't use that as an excuse either, as like, oh, as a stress relief, because there's too much on your shoulder. So you step back and say like, oh, I'm just not gonna keep going with this goal to ease the weight on your shoulder. Because that goal, if that goal is really important, and of course your health is very important, or your finances is very important, your business is very important, your purpose is very important, whatever it is that your goal is, try to look into where are the other areas where I can save a little bit more energy. Am I really doing everything that is like all those tasks extremely necessary? Maybe you're already putting too much on your kids as well, with having them and like a zillion different sports and, you know, just after school activities and all those. Are those really necessary? Are they feeding some other needs, like feeling more worthy? Or I didn't get those as a kid, so I want to provide everything for my children and all that. But at the same time, we just shattered. So what are the really important ones that are really feeding you and your energy as well? and see where you're leaking energy that are not necessary. So see, try to cut those out so you can save a little bit more time and a little bit more energy for your own goals. And when you are maintaining your goal and supporting your health or whatever your goal is there that you would like to stay accountable, but it gets a little too hard, then really make that more important, because once you achieve that, that is going to give you a little amazing empowerment and a boost in self-satisfaction and confidence, and you would be able to give an energy. So you would be able to give and turn so much more back to your children, to your loved one, to your spouse, everything and everybody, to your business, to your clients. And the other part that I want to mention is a little tip and trick how you can manage a little bit the tasks better and the goal, what is important. So when you have the goal, and of course to maintain the energy for that, first, I would invite you to even pull out your calendar right now and block off a time. It could be literally 5 minutes in the mornings or 10 minutes, whenever you can, and you have that time. You know that you have it. So don't try to use that as an excuse. I'm guilty in that too. But yes, once you block it in there, you'll figure out that you'll realize that you can go around it. And so all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm maintaining my self-care, or like whatever that routine is that feeds your energy back. And still you're able to manage all the other tasks so much better, because you're taking care of yourself and you're charging up your energy. So that would be step one that I would invite you to do, besides of course looking into the reasons of what are the fears that's hiding behind falling off the wagon part. And the second one is block off a time when you work on just on that goal. Maybe that goal is the self-care itself, so that feeds it. But if it's something else or something bigger, or working more on your business or your mindset or money or whatever it is, block off another little time. And you could say, like, when the goal looks too big, then we have to kind of lower the bar. Otherwise, just, oh no, I don't know, I don't have the energy for that. So break it down into smaller actions and action steps, and just schedule. Literally, you can schedule 10 minutes a day. Doesn't matter if it's enough for the big goal, it looks enough or not, but that at least you're maintaining it. That time is just for that particular goal, and you put that in. And last but not least, don't hesitate to ask for help, because most people need that power, that extra power, a community, extra power of a leader or a teacher, someone who is constantly inspiring and it's right there, can hold your hand. And it doesn't have to be a big guru, because then it feels a little similar when your goal is too big. So it's very hard to hit that bar. It can make you feel like, oh, I'll never get there, even if the person is achieved that. But you can choose someone who's just a few steps ahead of you, and instead of looking down, can look back and just reach back to you and hold your hand. So you are not doing it alone. And it feels very much like just another person, just like you. So this could be very critical for a lot of you to stay accountable, and especially as the community, find like-minded people who are working on similar things, so you guys can keep going and stay also each other accountable. So, and there's so much to say about this, but so I try to keep these trainings short, but sweet and valuable. So I can hardly wait to hear your thoughts, and reach out to me with any questions and anything, because it's important for you to maintain you. Blessings.